Russia parades its defence minister visiting troops in Ukraine in the aftermath of the Wagner rebellion. More Australian help for Ukraine on the way. Military vehicles, ammunition and money to combat invading Russian forces. State funeral honours for Labor stalwart Simon Crean.
And coming up on The Business, an embattled PwC hives off its government business in a determined attempt at damage control.
Good evening, welcome to ABC Late News. I'm Michael Tetlow. After a dramatic couple of days that saw the Russian president face an attempted mutiny, the country's defence minister has made his first public appearance, purportedly visiting troops in Ukraine. There's still no sign of Vladimir Putin himself, nor the Wagner boss Yevgeny Prigozhin, who agreed to abort the rebellion and leave for Belarus.
Ukraine is stepping up the fight to take back its territory. Frontlines across the country have seen heavy combat in the last 2 days.
I can tell you that we're firing shells all the time. Each day we have 3 or 4 missions because our guys are on the offensive.
And they're taking casualties. Ukraine says they're desperately waiting for F-16 fighter jets promised from the West to provide them with air cover. In the trenches near Bakhmut, Ukrainian forces claim they're gaining ground. The destroyed city was the centre of the war's longest battle and claimed as a victory by the Wagner mercenary group's leader Yevgeny Prigozhin just a few weeks ago. Over the weekend, in an astonishing move, Prigozhin pulled his soldiers from Ukraine, took over the military command in 2 Russian cities and began to march on Moscow. But he struck a deal with the Kremlin, called off the uprising and agreed to move to neighbouring Belarus. The mutiny weakened President Vladimir Putin, who hasn't been seen in 2 days. It wasn't clear if Prigozhin's demands for the defence minister and the head of the armed forces to be sacked had been met. But in a show of force, the Russian government has now released video of the defence minister Sergei Shoigu travelling to Ukraine to visit his troops. In Moscow, the dramatic events of the last few days have raised questions about the stability of the Putin regime. Ordinary Russians are feeling nervous.
I'm a mother of 3 children. Of course, I'm terrified by what's happened. We were scared these events would spread to Moscow. There's nothing ordinary citizens could do to influence the situation. It's decided above our heads.
And so is Russia's brutal invasion, where the sounds of battle are not falling silent. Isabella Higgins, ABC News.
More Australian military supplies will soon be sent to Ukraine, but the Army's resisting calls to donate its Hawkeye protected vehicles. As the government's latest aid package was being unveiled, Russia's bid to build a new embassy in Canberra was dismissed by the High Court, ending a standoff with a diplomat who'd been squatting on the disputed land.
You have anything to say?
Far from the Ukrainian front line, a Russian retreat following a decisive legal defeat.
The court has made clear that there is no legal basis for a Russian presence to continue on the site at this time.